everybody. Our first guest tonight is the Emmy and Peabody Award-winning creator and star of the hit show Abbott Elementary, which returns tomorrow night on ABC and streams the next day on Hulu. Let's take a look.
All right, so maybe you can hang up the kids' drawings while I just help them with the lesson.
You got it.
Cool.
Penn? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Penn, I went to Penn. I'm so sorry. That is a knee-jerk reaction I have.
Don't you dare apologize. I went there too.
What?
Yeah, I basically lived on Locust Walk.
What? As you should, because how else are you going to get to
Smokey Joe's? No way.
Hello?
Oh, hi. Okay, just go ahead and double-check your work if you're finished, okay?
Yeah, and remember to write your name at the top.
Yeah, they always forget to do that.
Yeah.
You are a natural.
I appreciate you seeing me.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Quinta Brunson, everybody. Hello, friend.
Hi!
I would say it's been a long time, but it has not been a long
It
time.
has not been. Has it even been 24 hours?
I mean, a little bit. I saw you at the Golden Globes,
Yes.
which is one of the great honors of being at the Globe is running into old friends.
I know. That is the best part. It was really nice to see you.
Yeah.
It's nice to just look across the room and see Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
And not have to fly to New York to do so.
But
So, yeah.
I will say, I believe I'd already lost, and then I went over and said hi to you, and then brought my bad luck just right over.
No, it's okay. We're losers.
Yeah. I think being able
losers.
to own it like that.
We're losers, baby.
We're losers, baby.
We're losers.
But I will say the victory, which we were
Yeah.
talking backstage, of course, the real, like, being nominated is really cool.
Yeah.
Doing a show is the best thing, and you're in your 4th season of a show, which is harder than getting nominated for a Globe, is actually doing a television show 4 seasons.
You're so right. And you were nominated for your stand-up special.
I was, yes.
It's crazy because you're not even nominated for this amazing show you do.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you
night
to say.
after night. But it's crazy. But yeah, the real honor is being able to make TV and people actually see it.
Yeah.
And on top of seeing it, they like it. So
Yeah, those are the boxes you want to tick.
those are the boxes you want to tick. And so as much as we appreciate nominations and awards, it really is just an honor to have a show that if 2 people liked it, that's nice. Now you don't know if anyone's going to see your show. You don't
Yeah.
know if you're going to get sent to streaming.
Yeah, just like way back in the back of like.
In the back of Peacock,
Yeah.
no offense, NBC, but I don't know.
Like that weird, like you're in that weird like pan where it's like people also hated. And you're
Yeah,
like,
what?
Why am I
Why
in
is
that
that
group? Yeah.
Why is that a
Why is that a
why is that a
category?
category? Anyway.
One of the things about enduring as
Yeah.
a show is this very cool episode you have coming up.
Yeah.
People, if they're a fan of both shows, will know that's Sweet D from Always Sunny.
Yes.
And this is a crossover episode of 2 shows that take place in Philadelphia, Abbott
Yes.
Elementary and Always Sunny.
Yeah.
How did this idea come to pass?
Ran into Rob in the Always Sunny gang, and I'd already met them at the Emmys 2 Emmys ago.
Yes.
And it was so lovely to meet them. I never met them before. I've been a fan for such a long time. The show is about Philadelphia, as everyone knows. But at Upfronts, we really got to talking, and we were like, should we really try to do this? There's nothing that's in our way necessarily. We are under the same umbrella company, which is Disney, which means that we can get away with this.
Yep.
Let's just try to see what happens. So we talked about it, and there was a very easy in, actually, that you guys will see, you know, if you watch the show on Wednesday, something that really made it simple for us to be able to do it. And I talked to my producers. They said something I hate to hear because then I'm going to do it. They said it can't be done. And I was like, well, now I have to do it. And fortunately, Rob is a lot like me. We want to do things because people say we can't.
This also is a thing that when you were growing up, you were drawn to the crossover episode.
I love the crossover episode. Do you remember when Stephen Urkel was on
Law and Order.
his formal name? He probably was at one point. No, he was on Full House.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that?
No, that's a little after my time.
Right.
Yeah.
You're so young.
You're so young.
But that kind of stuff used to really get me going.
Yeah.
My mind would be blown, like, oh my God, he's here. He's with DJ and Stephanie, and they don't know he's Steve. And then there was a big event that happened when I was younger, before you were born, which was the Wizards of Waverly Place.
Uh-huh.
Crossover with That's So Raven and Hannah Montana.
Oh my God.
Wait, and Sweet Life. So is That So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana?
Wow.
Right? Am I missing something?
Oh, yeah.
The Wizards Cro- Anyway, I just like event television. And
Really? I mean, I feel like it doesn't happen. And
It
so
doesn't
just to
happen
clarify,
that
too,
much.
that there's 2 episodes. They're on an episode of Abbott, and then
Yes.
there's an episode of Sunny that's coming in a bit.
Yes, so the Sunny Gang is on an episode of Abbott. If you're a fan of Abbott, it's gonna feel like a regular Abbott episode. If you have never seen It's Always Sunny, you won't know the difference. They'll just be these white people on the show all of a
Right.
sudden.
And they're good actors. They're all
They're so
They're very good at
good.
being white people.
They're
all of
so-
them.
And then if you watch Always Sunny, there is an episode where that is the other end of them showing up to Abbott.
Yes.
So you're getting 2 sides of a story.
Totally, they're very different shows.
Totally
I mean,
very different.
you have a really
Yeah.
fun for the whole family network show.
Yes.
That show is
not that.
yeah.
Not that at all.
Are you concerned about your fans when they go and sort of dabble?
I'm very concerned.
Yeah, okay.
I've actually been advising our fans to not watch their show. I have been. I just think you probably shouldn't turn it on. You don't have to watch it. Just watch the Abbott episode.
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry, you guys.
Yeah, no, of course.
To the Sunny people.
Yeah.
But no, it's really exciting. And it was really nice watching them work. They're a well-oiled machine. They've
Yeah.
been on for, I think, 17 seasons now, and they're an ensemble comedy like we are. And to watch them be so fine-tuned, I was just like learning from them. But my favorite kind of learning is where I'm not being taught. I'm just able to take in what it's like to work that well with each other after so long.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it was
I'm very in awe of Annie. I mean, again, it's like
Yeah.
17 seasons never happens. And so
No.
it's really amazing they've kept the quality up as long as they have.
How long has this show been on?
11, and everybody says the quality is.
They really got.
Yeah. But that's all my staff, which is like.
Yeah, true.
You had it was not a crossover, but you had a cameo. You had some Eagles on your show,
I
Philadelphia
did.
Eagles.
I did have the
They
Eagles.
are. They seem very well positioned. I know you're very busy, so you can't go to like playoff games.
No.
But if the Eagles made the Super Bowl, would you go?
I will be there with
You would
bells
be there.
on.
Okay, good.
I would be there with bells on. I don't even want to talk about it because I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I'm that kind of fan too.
Yeah, so I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, I'd be there without a doubt.
This isn't quite a Super Bowl, but I feel like it is maybe the same as far as a career achievement. You got to do Sesame Street.
I got to do Sesame
Yeah.
Street.
And you got Grover.
You said what?
You got Grover.
I got Grover. I got some heavy hitters. I had Grover. I had a segment with the Elmo,
Wow.
Cookie the Monster,
Wow.
and a new little chick they got named, what's her name?
Abby Cadabby.
Abby Cadabby.
By the way, now I'm seeing how old you are because she's been around for like 20 years.
Oh.
Like, you're not
She
as
was
old
new
as
to
me,
me.
but you're like, Abby being new? Come on.
But you have babies.
I do have babies.
You have babies. I don't
Yeah.
have any kids to keep me
Yeah,
up to date
on who the
on the
new
latest
Muppets are.
Muppets.
I got the count, which God love him, is
Oh,
the
you got the
worst one.
count?
Yeah.
That-
It's
Why?
just so much counting. Like, it's literally impossible to have a conversation with him that's not
it's
about
counting.
counting. Yeah.
Cookie Monster's kind of like that with the whole cookie thing.
Yeah.
It's like, we get it. You like cookies.
And you, like,
we
you
get
know,
it.
even when you're like looking at him, you're
Yeah.
like, you're not listening.
You're
to
not
me.
really listening. You're thinking about
You're
cookies.
thinking about cookies.
You're thinking about cookies. It's like, come here, between me and you. Did you have a vegetable today? You're eating vegetables, aren't you?
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
like, no, me don't have
Yeah, me not.
vegetables.
Cookie, be honest with you. While we're talking
Yeah.
about our age, the first time you were here,
Yes.
was for a book you had written. It was before. I remember the end of our first interview. I said,
Yeah.
also, you have a show. You sold a pilot called Abbott Elementary, which is
Yes.
crazy. What an amazing
Isn't that
journey.
crazy?
But you wrote a book called She Memes Well.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking you are sort of this like young person who's plugged in to youth culture, and now you have a show where you are surrounded by people younger than you,
Yes.
like the kids, wonderful kid actors.
They're so good.
Do you feel like they are now informing you in the way that you used to inform me?
What do you think? I'm not clear on what you think our age difference is now. I don't know if you know. Anyway,
I don't. I'm 71 years old.
I think that I'm around these kids and they keep me young, but I also think there are things I shouldn't know about. You know, they'll say something on set and they'll be like, you don't know about that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not up to date on the latest 7-year-old drama. I'm an adult. I have bills. Try having a 401k. You wouldn't know about that stuff either, but...
And is that when your producers come over and are like, whoa, whoa, whoa?
Easy. No, kidding. They're sweetie pies, but I've accepted the fact that I am old, and I say that lovingly.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much they know about that I just don't have the time to focus on.
Yeah.
I don't have the free time.
It's nice to let go of
I
that.
let go.
And be like, go, youths.
Be free.
Have your own culture,
Be
youths.
free. Be free.
Yeah.
When TikTok first came out, which wasn't that long ago,
Yeah.
I just was like, you know what? I'm older than that now.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to work TikTok, you
Yeah.
guys. I really don't know how to
Me either.
make it work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we both have shows, so
But
I think we're okay.
I do ask my assistants to film
Yeah.
videos of TikTok on their phone, and then I watch those.
Why?
I just don't want to do the interface. I just like to give them work. I just like to.
You do, because there are many other ways to view that.
Yep, no, that's how I like to do it. I
All
like to
right.
film it, then they put it on VHS, and then I go home, sit down, light my pipe, watch my TikToks.
Watch your TikToks. I love that. I like to watch my TikToks through Twitter. I call it by its God-given name.
Yeah.
And that's how I like. But I don't like to go on the app. I want them to come
exactly.
to me
Yep.
via a message in the thing, or I like it to turn into a reel on Instagram, and then I will
Yeah.
see it. But I will not. Don't send me a TikTok.
Sometimes I print them out and do that thing where you go.
Sometimes I AOL instant message myself a TikTok because that's how
I hope all the kids are writing this down because this is a good way to do TikTok. It is so lovely to see you as
I
always.
love
Thanks
being
for being
here.
Queen.
Thank you,
Thank
Fred.
you, everybody. Abbott Elementary. Wednesday nights at 8:30 on ABC. Streams the next day, and we'll be right back with Matt Rogers.